Hey yo, what's up everybody, it's Zane JJ. Today we're coming back a video talking about cryptocurrency and of course about a little bit of the stock market and everything. Basically what is causing this dip, and after that when will it recover, when will this dip stop, what's the price that I can buy in or sell or whatever shit that you want to know. And over here we can see that over here there's like on the media people are talking about is crypto dead. We are gonna answer that, and after that how can you handle this phase, basically from my own personal opinion and experience in the market to basically tell you what is going on. And of course for those who are new into the market, let's say you bought Bitcoin at 60k, what should you do and everything. So I'm just gonna basically briefly tell you whatever I know, and after that from there make this content a little bit more informative. And of course I would say if let's say you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and turn on post notification. And of course I would say disclaimer itself, this video is not basically not a financial guru or whatsoever investment strategy that you should listen to. I'm just a random guy on internet telling you my personal opinion, and after that from there not influencing the price or whatsoever. It's up to you to basically make your own decision, and of course only invest in whatever you can afford to lose, and of course not more than you can handle. Do not take loans, do not sell your house to basically buy the dip or whatsoever, because you're gonna get hurt pretty badly if let's say you do not know what you're getting into. So right now we're gonna talk about what is causing this dip in the market itself. So for those who are not following the news, and after that maybe today itself you check the internet or whatsoever, you found out that Bitcoin has basically dipped like maybe 50% or something from the all-time high, or even 70%. And after that from there you can see that right now this is basically the crypto market cap itself. It is now fallen below the 1 trillion threshold, and after that basically we are back to basically when is it 2021 or maybe the 2021 year, starting the COVID period itself, the price went there. And after that I would say, yeah, I mean this is the market phase itself. Everything goes up tends to come down, but eventually if you zoom out the chart itself, it is always going up. Just the illustration for you, basically you can head over to Bitcoin itself, and after that look at the price. Yep, basically all time, basically this over here you can see eventually it's going up, but of course right now it's going back to the period where it just pumped over 20k. Over here we pumped once towards 20k as well, and after that dip all the way down, and after that eventually went up and up and up, and of course right now it is coming down again. And over here we're gonna talk about what is causing this dip that is happening. So over here head over to Twitter itself. If you are a Twitter person, you will basically like Twitter for me itself is about crypto, because everything here I see is crypto. And over here I would say there's some good threads that I've read. Over here you can see we're gonna talk about it later. So over here you can see this from John Woo. Basically this over here talking about Celsius is one of the largest centralized gateway to crypto. Basically it raised blah blah blah, and after that like there's a fuck tons of money in, and after that there's a lot of people are using Celsius. But of course what is causing this dip itself, I would say probably the institute money. But if you want to know more about that, basically institute itself is the centralized company that basically collect funds, like you want to call it your hedge fund manager, your VC, and after that basically whatever is that you want to call it. Basically it's centralized entity pooling all the funds of those wealthy, and after that whoever that is have some money to basically invest in, they pool all the funds together, and after that from there they invest on behalf of the client. And after that from there right now we can see during this market dip itself, those that are losing money is not really retail investor, instead it is the institute money that is causing this big dip that is happening. So what do I mean by that is basically cause how the institute players play money itself, I would say through the whole crypto market itself, or generally the whole market itself, is fueled with basically leverages playing the futures contract, and after that from there the loans and everything. So here let's say you take out a loan, you have like 30 million, you can take a loan of like 15 or something like that, with a loan to value of like 25% to 50%. And of course when you reach a threshold itself at the price, you will basically get liquidated. So whatever is happening now, whatever assets that they have, they are worth like a billions or maybe a trillion in some company. Basically they are worth a lot of money, and eventually they invested in crypto, and right now there is some shit that is going on, and after that from there they are reaching their liquidation zone / the margin call zone. And after that from there we can see that this thread over here is basically talking about what is Celsius and what is going on and how are they losing money. So basically over here they somehow over leverage in their assets that people deposited with them, and after that from there they are reaching this liquidation zone itself / a margin call, and eventually eventually they have froze their withdrawals, and after that from there people can't get back their funds. And of course there's also another thread talking about why Celsius and 3AC is going under, and after that how should you be worried about. Basically this thread over here is telling you that these two trade fi, you want to call it, like the centralized institute money that people has trusted with, and after that from there right now they have somehow over leveraged, and after that yeah, basically liquidation is here and there. And after that you can read the whole thread itself. I'm not going to read it because it's goddamn long, and after that I'm just going to link it down below. Do these two thread itself, I find it very interesting. And after that, what is causing the dip is basically the institute money. Basically they over leverage, and after that right now margin is calling, and after that liquidation is hitting soon, so they need to basically gather more funds to basically push down the liquidation price or just get liquidated. And of course they can, right now what they're doing is basically selling assets here and there to basically cover up their loans, pay back the loans, and after that from there do not get liquidated somehow, something like that. So right now we're going to talk about when will this whole dip stop. So over here with the Bitcoin chart itself is basically the majority of the liquidity that is in. So I would say when will this stop itself? As of now we are around 8 days going 9 days straight downwards downtrend, and after that from there isn't really a green day since the day that it started dipping. I would say around here at the 8th of June. Basically now it's July. Yeah, 8th of June. So 8th of June itself, it has been dipping and dipping and dipping. So it has been dipping for around 8 days or so. And I would say that when will it stop itself? To be honest, we have to see when the institute money has been totally cleared out, / they clear out the debts, and after that from there they repay the loans or get basically a bailout from someone, or basically they did something like, I don't know, to cover up their ass to basically get their money sorted out properly. So over here 8 days itself is a short period of time, so we can see that when will these dips truly stop itself? I would say around to be honest, some people are predicting the market itself, like they can just predict, like tell you that around 20k itself is the support level. Yes, 20k in Bitcoin itself is a support level, and after that over here we can just look at the all-time chart. Yep, so over here this is the one support level that people are looking at, is basically the 20k zone. So we here around 19k. So 19k zone itself is one of the major support, and after that some people say that Bitcoin can go even lower than 10k and everything. So these is just all speculation, the media talking about the price, influencing the price, and after that causing panic in a panic market. So if let's say the market really died, I mean like it's already dipping and everything, so yeah, basically the media will try to push out some bearish news to basically I don't know, maybe they have some backers that want to basically do a short squeeze or whatsoever. So this is how they make money. So I would say when will it truly stop itself? To be honest, we still have to wait for maybe the end of this month. Maybe end of this month we will see a sideways in the crypto market itself, moving sideways, meaning when it hits a certain threshold, example 18,000 or even the 13,000 zone. Basically if let's say it reaches this two threshold, and after that Bitcoin will start stabilizing over there, because it will just be trading sideways, not much movement. So during that sideways zone itself is basically, if let's say Bitcoin is at 15,000, we are looking at Bitcoin at 15,000, 16,000, 15,000, 16,000 throughout the whole week itself. Basically it is going sideways, and after that it is in the consolidating phase. So in that phase itself you can basically, yeah, basically there's nothing for you to do, just wait and see the market. Eventually let's say it reaches a target level and things might just go up or go down, nobody knows. And over here I would say when will this truly recover? So over here, if let's say you want to compare the previous dip that happened over here, like over here, or maybe you want to talk about this small little dips over here, or even over here, this over here is the first dip that I experienced in the crypto market, because I was in at 2017 and the whole thing was moving upwards, and after that the media is calling it a bubble and everything, because it was reaching to the 20k zone, and eventually it reaches the 20k zone, the bubble pop. Yeah, some of them call it the bubble pop, and after the Bitcoin is dead and everything, but eventually it went back down all the way to maybe 6,000 zone and consolidating for quite some time at the 3k zone, and eventually it went up all the way. And after that from here, this is the part where when it reaches another 20k itself, the media is like the Bitcoin is the next financial whatever it said. So I would say that over here the media is always trying to get the attention of people to basically read their news, because when everything is down, it is the best time to basically pump more bearish news, and after that from there get more viewers. Yeah, basically they earn money from that. So I would say when will it recover itself? The recovery phase right now would not really be as quickly as possible. I mean, like not as soon, like within this period of these few months, we can look at a zone of maybe 6 to 8 months or even a year for the whole market to recover. Why is that so? Because during COVID period itself, you have to understand when COVID hit itself, everything down. Yes, it is normal because it is the pandemic, the start of the pandemic, people are being locked up, and after that, from there, people are uncertain of their funds and everything. Business have to start closing now. So with that, at the period itself, we understand that during COVID itself, people are not leaving the house, they are not spending their money, they are not moving around, they are just literally at home, and after the funds they need, maybe their household income, I mean their household monthly threshold is like 1,500 pre-COVID, and after that when COVID hit itself, they reduce their household expenses to maybe $750 by half, because you're not leaving the house, you do not need to travel to get food and everything. So during the period itself, the market is still okay. During the dip itself, people are getting money from the stimuli check, from the government's check, and after that, whatever the government is helping out with people that are unable to work to generate income, so the government help out. So I would say during that period itself, the dip wasn't as bad as now. So I would say right now it is already like the endemics they call it, and after that basically right now people are traveling, and of course with the inflation that is hitting us right now, like previously inflation wasn't really that not that troubling, and after that from there right now the market is reopened, and after that people are functioning normally, going back to their work. Gasoline price is going up with the Russia war, and after the Ukraine war and everything, so all those conflicts itself, they basically the price of fuel went up, and right now people are required to go back to work, and eventually the gasoline price is like hiking and hiking despite whatever is being done. So I would say people's expenses will basically gradually be more because of inflation, and of course the rising price of everything. And eventually I would say right now people are cashing out to basically spend onto their fiat itself, because not all gas station, or I would say grocery store, accept Bitcoin like a form of payment. Therefore you can see people are basically cashing out their money and everything to basically get their cash to basically spend their money, and after that eventually you can see that right now the price is dipping and dipping. So now we're gonna talk about when will we recover. I would say at a month of maybe 8 to even 16 months, we can look at that time frame itself for market recovery, or even the worst case scenario 2 years down ahead, we will see a sideways slash neutral market, I would say. And after that eventually things will start happening. If let's say basically the inflation problem, I mean inflation is always that, is the problem will never be solved. Eventually, I don't know, some groundbreaking news or crypto mass adoption in the space or whatsoever. And of course right now we're gonna answer, is crypto dead? So this over here is for those who are new to the market. By being new to the market, is basically you have interacted with the market with like 6 months during the pumping period, and of course the mooning period, the degens period. People are telling you to buy this, buy that, and after eventually whatever you buy, you're making money. And as of now, whatever you're buying and you're making money, did you basically cash out to earn your profits, or you are just being greedy to hold on to all the funds, and after that eventually you're holding a bag of shit coins? So don't be like me in 2017, holding a bag of shit coins, do not know when to take profit, and eventually lose it all. So I would say over here, is crypto dead? To be honest, it's not really dead, because over here the past like 10 years itself, Bitcoin has been like caught. The Bitcoin is the bubble. When it popped, Bitcoin is dead. When after that went up again, the media call it a bubble, and eventually it pops, and after that people say it is dead. Right now we are over here, it is a bubble, and after that right now it's dipping, and people are calling it dead, because I mean like Bitcoin itself, it is a very strange, a very unique and of course powerful technology that has been coded out to basically make this transaction itself. Some call it the anonymity itself is there, but of course, to be honest, if you know more about Bitcoin, you understand that the ledger that is on the blockchain, it is transparent. From address 1 to address 2 itself, it is basically there's nothing to hide. It is on the internet. Everybody in the world itself can see address 1 standing to address 2. But for the anonymity itself, to be honest, some of them call it like anonymity because it is address 1 to address 2. But of course, to be honest, if you want to talk about privacy itself, Bitcoin itself is not privacy at all, because everything is on chain. And after that, I would say that the technology itself is disruptive towards the banking industry, because to be honest, if let's say you are in the bank and after that you do a transaction, want to transaction point A to point B, and of course they are laundering money itself. People talk about Bitcoin being as a mechanism of money laundering. To be honest, it's not really as big as the whatever the big banks are doing. The big banks itself, they can basically hide the transaction, and after that, basically it's a private ledger. Only the authorities slash high ranking people can see whatever is happening in the bank. So to be honest, if you want to talk about Bitcoin, is it dead or not? To be honest, my own opinion, I would say crypto is not dead. I mean, it's here to stay. And after that, I would say right now the technology is still relatively new, and of course I would say as of now it is not very incentivizing for developers to basically build on it yet, because I mean, it is a decentralized thing. Nobody owns it. There's no company that is owning it. It's only those who are passionate enough, understand enough, they will jump into this wagon, and after that, from there, develop like the Lightning Network, and after that, develop Ethereum, smart contract and everything to basically make it more efficient. And of course, everything that is done over here, it is, I would say, a free labor, which I would say, most of the time it is, because we are still developing the phase itself. And after that, how do they get paid? Depending on which blockchain company they are being attached to basically make this thing happen. So if let's say you talk about Lightning Network and everything, yes, it is there to stay, and after that, from there, it's developing. So I would say overall the market itself, even though it has a 10-year history, or even like, I don't know, it was created at 2009 or something like that. It has been here for like around 12 years or something like that, or even 13 years. Some of them might say that the technology is really here for a very long time, but to be honest, it is not, because during the past itself, nobody noticed it until like 2017. It was just booming. So I can say the start and the peak of this technology itself is at 2017. So right now we are here in it for 5 years, and after that, from there, I mean, like, all great technology needs like around 10 to 20 years to basically be widely adopted and after the use. So I would say right now, how can you handle this phase itself? So we hear, how do you handle this bear market itself? Through my experience itself in the crypto market, how do I handle the previous bear market or the dipping market itself? I would say, to be honest, I've done nothing. Instead, I have just been trying to focus to basically create content in the crypto space, to basically bring content like this, to talk about the market, and after that, from there, whoever is watching since the start of the time itself, you understand what I am bringing to the channel itself, basically opportunities, and after that, passive income, and of course, I would say trying to basically generate wealth through the crypto space. And after that, I would say, for those who have followed, some of you guys have made a lot of money, some of you guys have lost a lot of money. So to be honest, every time when I make a video, I would just say, do not invest in whatever you cannot afford to lose, meaning you do not go and take a loan if you found out that this project itself has high incentives and everything, because during that period itself, when the project is new, they are gonna brag about whatever they can do, but when it comes to delivery, it can't. And after that, out of these 10 projects itself, I would say only one can succeed. And after that, eventually, I would say that how do I handle the market itself? Basically, read up on whatever technology is in the space, and after that, find interesting project, and of course, eventually just stick with a few projects instead of like tossing all of my money like the old days, 2017. I have been like tossing through the project itself. I own more than 50 tokens or even 60 tokens back in the days, wanting to make it big, like, you know, when you diversify your basket, and after that, from there, you can like like when one falls, another one will rise or whatsoever. But the odds of that itself is basically whatever you have thrown into this 60 basket, eventually you only can make it break even or you profit a little bit, because this is the fact itself. Out of 10 companies itself, maybe 1 or 2 might succeed. So I would say, if you really want to basically invest, make sure that the coin itself is at the top 100 or something like that, and after that, from there, do your own due diligence onto the project itself. I mean, there's the maximum amount of research that you can do, and of course you can follow the update. And after that, if let's say you want to see, like, if let's say this project itself has a use case or not, slash a backing, I would say Bitcoin itself is backed by the miners. Basically, they have some value, some machine price behind this whole ecosystem itself. And after that, for Ethereum itself, there's GPU miners, there is transacting into proof of stake. So these are the projects that you can basically, some of the stuff that you want to note out for to handle this phase itself is to basically, I would say, not buy the dip, but of course, to be honest, we never know when the dip is gonna stop. If let's say you're interested in Bitcoin for a long term or Ethereum for a long term, I would say right now it is a good price to buy. If you want to, go ahead and buy, but do not put more than you can afford to lose. So you have to know that whatever price you put in is definitely a lose. I mean, like, for me, this is how I approach this investment. Whatever I've thrown in, 200k, 1k, or even 5k, eventually whatever I put it down, I will just treat it as zero. And eventually, if let's say the price of whatever investment that I've through. Eventually I return to it and I see, oh, you make like 8,000, or so you have profited 3k, so I would say that's a bonus for me. And after that, eventually do not hope for everything to go up to the moon, because when the more you hope yourself, the more you get depressed, and of course you'll be sad in your life and everything. But of course, if you want to really get wealthy and rich, I would say being happy itself is number one priority, and of course your health is priority as well. So I've come to the end of the video. If you like the video, kindly leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on post notification, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye. Peace.